Freaky Table is brought to you by Nikki Hit Beauty Academy, opposite Vision Comfort, Sable Bonamusari, Dura.
Freaky Table.
All right, so every now and then we get to talk about music on Freaky Table, and today we're going to be gisting with a group of people who say that they want to change or perhaps improve on Afropop in Cameroon, and that's really brilliant, right? Well, we're going to listen to them in a short while. But however, welcome to Freaky Table. My name is Joan Gomba, and I'm here with Ko and Yana. So we are joined in the studios by some really interesting people. They are going to introduce themselves perhaps at some point. But hey, if you're just watching us for the first time and you kind of like our content, please remember to subscribe to the YouTube channel. It is DcodedTV Studios. Now back on set, we have some great guys looking all fly and cool, white, brown, black. And look at the way they are looking. It's like, you guys think, like, calm down. We are not here to kill you. We're not here to kill. It's like, I don't know what to say.
You're not used to pregnant hosts.
You're crazy.
That is story.
But you guys don't have kids yet.
Yes.
Who has?
I've got 2 kids.
Ah, so he's not scared of me.
Yeah, so maybe he should
You
be
don't
good.
have.
Yeah, not
Yeah,
yet.
about you. You look like somewhere that 2 girls are pregnant for.
So what is the now? If I know
No, don't prophesy.
You understand?
I mean,
Not when you're not ready for them. I don't think.
but those are the points of blessings.
No, what he's saying is that he's very careful. He's very careful. All right, so we have Dura King in the house and the man in the house. Man, you name your name what?
The man, the main man. Yeah, you
man next to
you can pronounce it the way you want it. The man, like
Manne.
like like the other guy. Yeah, the Manne. So whatever. I think
Manne.
the idea is the same name.
You
So
just know who you are.
it's the same name. So we should be fine.
All right, so Afropop in Cameroon, I think the entire genre of it, the entire genre, Afropop is not new to Africa, right? It's like one of the main genres of music that come from this continent. So I think everybody wants to know, you guys you're new, your faces, I'm sure some fans don't know, they've never met your songs, met you, saw you on stage and all of that. So perhaps they want to really know who Dura King is, and you have like 100 AKs. African baby boy. So who is Dura King?
Okay, so Dura King is just a guy, an Afro-based artist, Cameroonian, definitely. Who is into Afro-beats, and I'm just doing my music. I'm trying to make people happy, trying to contribute in my own little way to change the world, make it better, and just, take care of my people. Definitely.
I read your press skit, and you say that you're a singer, songwriter, and also a producer.
Yeah. So I sing, I write my songs, and I also produce like some of the songs on my album. I produce them like from scratch to finish. Yeah.
Wow. That's great. So if you just want to save the money in the family.
No, it's not saving money. It's not saving money. No. I also do have other producers who work on my album, but there are certain songs you feel like nobody can give you exactly what you want. Like there are songs I'll reach out to my producers. I'll be like, "Can you please give me this?" They'll do it 10 times. It will not still be what I want. So at the end of the day, I'll be like, "You know what? Leave it. I'll do it." And I just get to do it.
They cannot do
No,
10 times.
they do great. It's like at times some songs are like emotions. Nobody can feel your emotions the way you do. Yeah, it's like emotions. So no matter what, they are not the one feeling what you feel. So they can't. You may explain, they may understand. It's like me cutting my hand and be like, it's painful. You'll see, it hurts, but you can't actually feel the gravity of it.
So for you, music is that deep where you have to actually immerse yourself. Get your hand. I don't want to go that way now. Okay, yes, get your hand and feel the pain. But
Music is deep like that. Like there's some particular songs. Though there are some songs I just do like, let's just cash cruise and let's have fun. But there's some songs like I really wanna, do them.
Is it heartbreak songs?
No, not heartbreak songs.
Most can break this guy. This guy the same breakfast now.
It's African baby king.
Now on to
actually.
heartbreakers.
The man is here. So who is the man? Why that name though? But I really, anyway, who is the man? Why?
Well,
why?
I think there's several versions to the origin of the name, but I think the one I love the most is something which is close to biblical. So in French, man means manna, so manna from heaven. So it's very inspirational, and meaning having a name like the man means I am from manna. So manna, I am from above. So the kind of inspiration I get is very spiritual.
Wow.
So it's
So you're a spiritual kind of person. So music is connected to that.
be careful, I'm not religious.
No, I just say.
So I'm very spiritual. So that's something. So that I had to come up with this name. I had friends who used to call me Manne when I was a lot younger. So it kind of rhymes with the name. And when it came up, the man, and knowing the kind of person I am, very bilingual, I had to look for that. Instead of writing THE as the man, I had to come up with that mixture of DE for French, and then, so it's...
So you're living product of multiculturalism. and
Exactly.
bilingualism.
So, I mean, I could say I'm a perfect blend of, two different cultures. Bayangi and Bakosi, so I'm a perfect blend. So I have my father who is Bayangi, and my mom who's Bayangi.
I see why the two kids came that early.
but how would you I listened to some of your work, and I was quite impressed with your vocal abilities. How would you describe your sound? Because we say Afropop, but I've listened to you, and it's really something which you cannot box. I don't know whether I'm right.
I think the word Afropop is quite vast. It includes a lot of genres of African music. And when I was coming up with this title, The Avenue, it kind of just, I would say, it defines the kind of artist that I am. I am someone growing up, listening to all kinds of genres of music, from Makossa to Afrobeat to soul, R&B, and everything. So it was hard for me to put aside all of this music and choose just one. So to me, if I have to be more specific on what I do, it's more of fusion music. So I kind of get two different genres and come up with a sound. So that's why when you were talking about bringing in something new into Afropop, that is exactly the idea of the project.
So you guys have something in common then, because you say you're bringing something new in common. You, according to the description from some media houses, is like the artist that is contributing to revolutionary Afropop. I don't know what that means, so please help me out. Revolutionary Afropop, what does that mean?
It's actually what I do is Afrobeats. Actually, yeah, I do Afrobeats. I just, I think I'm a person, and my personality is different from, other people's, Yeah, just like everybody else. So I think just what is special about it is that it comes from me. I'm different. My energy is different. My vibe is different. So I may do Afrobeats, but just the fact that it comes from me, there are certain things you can get from nobody else. I think that's just the difference. I try to make my sound, look like me, sound like me. And at this point, I'm still at that stage where it's like I'm on the road. I've not arrived at destination where I've got a comfortable sound where I'm like, this is my particular sound. I'm still trying to find myself, playing around with ideas, and yeah.
So in a way, you can say your music is a bit experimental.
Right now,
No, the music is not experimental. It's experimenting.
I'm experimenting like my different ideas, trying to, find my most comfortable and best place where, I'm more comfortable and people feel really good.
If you're experimenting and trying this, what can we expect from your album? Because then this would be like a melange of so many.
Yeah, that's why this very first album is gonna be crazy. I'm not experimenting on the album. I have a sound, but it's like I still have a whole lot of ideas I haven't exploited. I still feel like, yeah. So for this album, I'm bringing out one part of me. So maybe in my next project, I'm gonna be like,
Yeah, I want to know how many parts are there?
Let's just know which part of me.
Now we're getting freaky.
I mean, like the cool guy. The cool guy who does just really good music, just really, really good music, like the Baby King, you know, the Baby King kind of shit. Like when I bring it out, yeah, I think it's gonna really be different. Trust me, it is.
But if you're saying that revolutionary, I think when something is being, revolutionized, I think perhaps maybe the one that is present, maybe there are some loopholes in it.
Of course.
So what do you think is the missing rips or missing items so in Afropop right now? Like what is missing that you want to?
Right now, what I'm actually doing is, like I said, I'm a producer. I just trying to do a little bit, just trying to, add some more spices. At times I trying to take like R&B and just, trying to do something different with it, and stuff like that, just to make it sound more upscale, a little bit different from just the traditional, Afrobeat more of drums, and I trying to, bring in some, foreign sound, into it.
Oh, you guys look at yourselves like that. Okay. Anyway, so
Leave
it a baby daddy. So, but the man. So, what has your journey been like? I know you are also an engineer.
Sure.
Yeah, and you were based in Congo.
In Gabon.
In Gabon. Okay,
Yes.
in Gabon. Yes. So how has it been? How has Gabon received your music, and or have you always been doing it that way?
Well, personally, music has always been there. I mean, if you look at my biography, you can see that I started singing very early. At 10 years, at 11, I basically wrote my first song. I was made president of my school choir. I was just 16.
Me too.
I got a. I got.
You was quite perfect.
You're a hitter.
So.
Please allow the start.
Yeah, one thing is when I was growing up, for those who know me, I'm sure my classmates know me. I was known for my, academic prowess. I was quite good at school, and then, yeah. But obviously, I knew I could sing, and I was lucky to be surrounded by family who love music, and people who've lived abroad. And they came in. I can tell you, I can sing songs to you now you probably would not even know. I listened to those songs when I was just 8 or 9 years because I had a lot of influence around me. From Mira Makeba to all the big names, I've been singing them growing up. But music, being in the public eye has never been my real focus, knowing that school is always what people put, it's always the attention. You're good in school, well, you should be an engineer, you should be a medical doctor, a lawyer, whatever, but you should music secondary. So, but I've been singing. I mean, at high school, I was part of an a cappella group at BHS Boya. Yeah, so I'm an Asobex, and
Me too.
yeah, so I was one of the lead singers, and my mates would not forget. I'm sure they're not surprised I'm doing music today.
No, but this can be a lot of bluffing, eh? So because we have a lot in common. But let's see. Maybe we'll do a kind of my voice is a problem. The situation of my voice now. But I think that maybe we would like to listen to you. So it's just hype.
You understand?
Because we never don't lie.
I guess I took some beer for coming.
That's your body.
No, I'll do something.
You know when you take beer, you're the only one who listens to yourself. So you think you're killing it. Okay, just something.
I'll do just a short song by Mira Makeba that I love so much. If I could be a shimmering star, I'll shine now, shine now. Oh, I would shine. Someone I love has promised to be mine now, mine now. Someone is mine. I think I forgot the lyrics.
Yeah, it's not magic, bro. It's not magic. You're looking at him lustfully. It's not right. Music, people who sing always have that effect on you.
So yeah. I think when growing up, I did a lot of. I was not as lucky as some other families where you have instruments in your homes, and so I tried to learn on the streets from some friends, but it was really elementary. So what I was doing growing up was I was doing a lot of beatboxing, using my voice to produce sounds. And so from beatboxing to writing my own songs, you know, when you, I think it's like in my association, I'm sure they're watching, but in my association, what I normally do for all the ladies, I do them some poems on their birthdays. So everybody knows that.
You do like spoken word?
Yeah, I just do them some poems that look like lyrics for a song. So people were not, I think many people, based on this, they're like, man, you should do something about it. You can't just go ahead.
That's nice. He used to write to ladies, but he would start with Dito.
Traditional. Okay? You don't understand.
He would start,
Traditional.
but then your EP, Avenue.
Yeah.
4 tracks.
Yes.
Yes. How would you describe it? And the inspiration behind the EP?
I think it's a project. And to me, I think having a vision on a project and maybe your career as a whole is very important. For this project, it is a clear-cut a vision. The idea is to be able to convey emotions that can be a catalyst to social change. So you have things like happiness, sadness, family issues, relationships, all of those things put together. So it's if you listen to my lyrics, I must tell you, even my biography puts a lot of emphasis on my lyrics. You can tell that it's quite philosophical, and the content probably that Cameroonian music lacks at the moment. That's probably what I'm bringing in, because there's a lot of attention
you
on.
think it's a little bit too superficial? What you have here as lyrical content now?
I think people pay more attention on the boogie, you know, on the dancing and all of that, and
I like you. I'm just asking.
And I think that, you know, it doesn't stop us from having good content and good melody at the same time, you know. So the Avenue is it kind of describes a meeting point for these different genres of music. So if you listen to my 4 tracks, I have about 10 tracks already, like written songs. But I just didn't want to waste much time to release an EP. I felt I was really ready.
So the album is coming.
So we came up with this, and I think it already gives us a picture of what you'll be expecting, because we have like my lead song, which is Avenue. I think everyone loves that song. It's doing well on YouTube actually.
You have a song with Merve.
Yeah, with Merve Ongene, which is very much. So Avenue is I'll call it is a fusion of reggae and South African pop. So if you listen to it's quite unique, and I think I can boast that we've not heard songs like that in the country yet. So
Is it reggae and influence from Amapiano?
Not really. Amapiano is kind of new. But the beats are really unique, and I had to meet some of the finest in the industry to do exactly what I needed, because I came up with the beats using beatboxing with my mouth, and then you meet these producers who just do exactly. I mean, shout out to Emil Gumba, he did a fantastic job. He just exactly the way I needed it, and I think it should be a hit. I'm calling on Cameroonians.
And Dura King. Yes, to you.
He doesn't. From what I understand, you don't have a name for your album yet.
Yeah, we had a name, but then
You don't like the name?
we think that the album deserves like a better name for it. So we're still trying to figure out something on that.
All right, so but at least you should know something about the album.
Can you name it Joan? Letter to Joan, sort of. Yeah, but what are the influences? What can we expect from the album? How many tracks do you really have made?
We have 18 tracks on the
18?
album.
That's better than Beyonce.
He's here to revolutionize things. What are you thinking?
Oh, but 18, that's a lot of hard work. How
No,
long
I didn't produce 16. I produced a couple.
How long did it take to produce 18 tracks? Might have even produced more and select.
No, I sent like 30 tracks for my team to select 18 for us to release. So I have like more than 100 tracks, but I went in and selected like 50 and sent to my team to select 18. So they had to select from, like, we have a lot of songs, but we had to bring it down to 18. Cause, yeah.
So what is the common thread? What's the thread that holds the album when you see it as a body of work now?
The common thread is joy.
Joy.
Yeah, the vibe is just like a joyful vibe. It's like I'm not. We already have a lot of issues. I didn't want to focus so much on not reminding people of the problems, the pains. I just wanted something that would take people away for a moment and just, bring them some joy. You can listen to my music, just feel good. After that, before we start trying to like figure out, okay, what we're gonna do. I also have like, a couple of songs actually talking about what we have going on, like what my people going through. But more, I just wanted to focus more on, making my people feel good, upliftment and stuff.
And I think for me, who around me, I'm always faced with things which are philosophical. It's always a relief to see an artist who wants to also uplift. I remember we talked here about, for a very long time, Caribbean music became very dark and always nagging even, where it's like, when I hit me, when I try to take my things, and it's like, it has been boxed into this place where everybody's jealous of the artist, everybody's going through pain and all of that. So to just have something that you just want to let loose.
Yeah, just make my people dance, feel good, and feel like it's a new day. There's, it's a new opportunity to start over. Tomorrow is gonna be better. Let's enjoy it.
So what do you have out now for the album?
I have a song out called Inner Feelings right now of the album. Inner Feelings is a song.
Up-tempo?
Yeah, it's kind of danceable, but good. Yeah.
It's about actually feeling the.
It's like some inner feelings, yeah. Expressing like my inner feelings for a lady, At that point, no, it's not as usual.
I don't jump quotes.
I read that you had a song pulled out in you released a song in 2016 or
yeah, that was the very first song I released. It was called Ore. So when I released that song, the guy who made me that beat was, I met him in Yaoundé. So I just got off high school. I met him. I was like, make me a beat. I'm the one who told him like, okay, because when I composed this already, I didn't know how to produce back then, but I already had like the rhythms in my head. So when I like make tun 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 tun, he did all that. The song was good. I released it on YouTube. My brother really liked it, and he was like, no, we have to redo this song. So I contacted that guy to get the files, so we could actually rework the beat and master, but the guy was not. So up to today, we've not found someone to actually, I've not taken time to try to see if I could reproduce the same beat and stuff like that. So we took that off because the song was really good, and I feel like because we didn't master it, I just released it out of excitement. Like, it was my first thing I ever recorded. Out of excitement, I released it. My brother was like, you're wasting this. We can redo this. It's going to be a good song.
He also released Out of Excitement once. The result was a baby.
You're a fool. The Ore, I was going to ask if we should expect it.
Nah, not in the album. I've not even had time to go back to it, but we definitely gonna release it someday. That's like a timeless song. When you still starting music, your ideas are super fresh. You digging so hard to a certain point where you start like, okay, your ideas are there, but you're not digging that hard. But you're just trying to do what you see around you. Unlike when you're just starting and you like you digging so deep, like that. So I feel like anytime I release it, it's still gonna be a good song. It's not like the kind of song, songs are momentary. Like, there are some songs you release, but there are some certain songs that are timeless. There are songs you release just for a season. After that season, it's gone. But there are certain songs you feel like even if I release it after 10 years, it's still gonna feel like a good song.
Yeah, but I have a question. Perhaps a worry. Usually when I hear people releasing albums, I always say, okay, I know this person who's releasing this album because you've had a hit single. So it's like I need you guys to listen more of me. But once hit, I don't know how people can define hits in Cameroon these days, because once you release a song every artist who does a song in the studio knows that that's the hit. Unless the song gets out to the fans, and then the fans start talking, and they'll be like, okay. And then you take a deep breath, be like, okay, I thought I made a hit, then this one is not. So a new artist that is coming out and having an album or an EP, it worries me a little. Like, they are not hit singles, they are not maybe hit collaborations yet. Why then dive into a whole body of work when people don't actually know what you are offering?
I do music based on how I really feel. And if I feel like, okay, I've been doing this for a while and it's time for me to drop an album, I just go with my feelings. I don't really necessarily need to keep dropping till I get a hit. I don't know when I'm going to get a hit. It might be in the next 10 years, who knows? But in the mind of every artist, right? You're an artist, you're sending something out. Every artist will always know that what they do is the best. That's the truth. That's why at times some people I might be whack, but I don't know it. But in myself, I'm feeling like, damn, I'm doing something really good. Yeah, but I feel good about it. You know, I think that's how every artist feels, right? So when me inclusive, you know, because if you ask me, I'll be like, I'm really good. So I don't know if
Shoya is 50 Cent. I'm like, you know.
Yeah, every artist.
Yeah, but I think I agree with you on the fact that usually artists are not really focused on the commercial thing. So usually they have a team that has to take care of that. To them, they just want their work out there. And so an artist might actually just do something and just put it out there just for people to listen. And so they don't necessarily think about the marketing and that's why it's always important to have a team that can take you away from the stress of the marketing and PR, and you can focus on just your art. Because if it's left for the artist, it was like, okay, I have this, let me put it out. You know, I just want people listening to it and that. So it's I think that's it. But then I also think that it's the music business.
Sure.
So it's also important that artists become more and more conscious of sustainability.
Yeah, I'm very conscious of that. So what I was saying is like, okay, I believe I'm good. So I can't wait till I get a hit before I release an album. It's like, okay, I've already done something. A couple of people know me. It's time to give them more, especially when you have the songs. Why wait till you have an album? You know, it's time to just give them more. And yeah, music is something that comes. It's not like something I go buy. That will be like, let me economize it. I have it in me. If you wake me up at night, be like, Dura, do a song, I'm gonna do it. So why am I? No, I give it to my people.
You give it to your people.
Yeah.
Give us more, Give us small number. Give
us
small number.
I mean,
Give us small number. Yeah, give us small number.
I mean, if I have to just, throw some more lights on what he's saying. I mean, from my own perspective, my team's perspective, because there's a whole team behind the artist, is I think one of the ideas was, first of all, for people to have different sides of the artist. They want to know, people don't know me apart from my friends and families, and you're not known. So dropping out a single song may not necessarily explain everything about you. Mm-hmm. And I think strategically it's good to come up with some volume of work, so people kind of see
different sides of you,
kind of understand who you really are. And from there, I think fans can always pinpoint, this is what we love. And as I say, I mean,
so that also helps in structuring the kind of music you should go from there.
Exactly. You could, like, okay, say you're taking a next album and you figure out that your fan base is on Avenue, like my top song is. And well, I know the next songs I'm writing or composing, I'd probably be leaning towards that direction. So I think,
is that not also the artist being conforming to popular opinion? Because I mean, artists generally want to just do music or whatever they are doing, so whatever artistic form they're using, and it's like, okay, this is what I want to put out now. I think my favorite artist is Beyonce, and she's never been put in a box.
Sure.
It's like she's driving the trend of what she thinks that music is supposed to sound now, not necessarily what people think should be en vogue. Do you think that as an artist, especially when you're just trying to get some kind of visibility, that oftentimes you're forced into aligning with an established trend, hoping that you can get that level of visibility before you could actually experiment more with the type of sound?
Well, for me, absolutely not. Because I think Beyonce is a big name. She's been through years of, Beyonce is Beyonce. Let me put it that way.
Yeah.
So before she became Beyonce, she had to try a lot of things, from Destiny's Child to whatever. So, and somewhere along the line, she gained a fan base. And let's be frank, she may be doing a lot of things today because of the popularity and stuff, but she still sticks to her fan base most of the times. Most artists do that. When they do maybe a debut album and probably is the best album ever, well, you just take bits and pieces of that album and add it in the following album. It doesn't mean that you will not diversify your songs, but they're always thinking strategically, especially knowing that music is not just sound and it's also business. Yeah. So you want to get yourself in the spotlight, not just demand moves out here and everyone just saying hi, but you also want to, Yeah.
I think it's almost the same thing which Kanye did with the Donda album, where I think it may not be exactly the same thing, but it's almost where you decide to experiment, build in public. So I think it's almost the same thing you're trying to do.
I mean, where I divert a little bit with my fellow colleague is that when I'm composing a song, honestly, I know it's good. I know I can make a difference I can know the difference between my song, which is the best. I can tell. And when you have a musical ear, you can tell. You can actually.
It's the best. Is it from fan reception?
Yeah, I was going to ask that because if you say it's the best, and you're actually doing music so that the public can actually guide you towards a more structured theme of music. So why not just
also because there is always a disconnect between what the artist sees.
Yeah, it's mine. So what you're saying is that it's the best, but you need the public to confirm it's the best.
You need some how do you call it? You need to be the thing is when you I think the coincidence that I had is that my top track was the most received track. Yeah. So that's a coincidence, and I'm beginning to think that my instincts are good because I was like, I wrote this song at midnight. I started writing the song at midnight, and exactly. And then it was late, like 1 a.m, and my neighbors probably were complaining, who is this singing in the middle of the night? So I kind of recorded my voice and my lyrics. I started, and then I had to continue the next morning. And it drags me to what he was talking about, uplifting people. That particular song was meant for survivors of the crisis and for those who have gone through war all over the world. And surprisingly, it's people. I think the attention of that particular song when we had a press conference in Douala was based on the fact that it had a very strong message. And but the message it remains philosophical. I'm sure that maybe if you watch the video on YouTube and watch the lyrics, you tell that it's very deep.
All right, so before we shut down the interview.
He has to give us a song. He has to give us a number. He has to give us a special number.
He will close the show. The thing about this is that, I'm just reading through some of your stuff in 2020. It took you 4 years to get back to dropping the first single. That was Papa Rima in 2020. Given that you had a miscarriage in 2020. What are you saying? Yeah, it is miscarriage. And it was quite successful. I mean, 78,000 views in 3 months. That was for somebody no one knew. That was quite something. Yeah. And we hope that your album is also, it's going to go way more than this. However, but you also said that you had a crush on Mimi.
That part is still there.
She's on TV.
I have. I used to.
Okay. You crushed the crush.
No, I had to crush the crush.
John, that's a very sensitive topic. There might be people around here. You might end things here.
Please, let's tread carefully. Thank you.
Tread carefully with that discussion. You don't know where people are from. And they changed their. You don't know they changed that he's into.
Jesus Christ of Nazareth.
I was saying something. They say, you go on. Say, I want breakfast. Go ask me.
Yes. He has cleared that up now. Crush has crushed. So no more crush, please.
It's focused right now.
It's focusing on his focus.
I'm not crushing on people. Now I'm very focused.
So it's about the album. So we're waiting for you to drop the album. The EP is already out for the man. So ladies and gentlemen, this has been very exciting. I mean, it's also because we know the big stars and the A-listers, you know, it's also good that you also check out some of the new artists that are coming up and making sure that the genres remain there in our heads, on our YouTubes and stuff like that. So please, if you have the time and the conscience, please go and check Dura King on YouTube. Subscribe to his channel as well as The Man. And the spelling for The Man is not THE, it is DE and Man.
Man with
right?
double N-E.
Man with double NE. So it's Manne. So please go check them out. Encourage these artists. It's also one thing to say I love you, artists, and another thing to support them. At least reviews, love, we share, like, comments. Please give them. If you don't like something, say it there. It also helps them to change the course if they have to. Thank you so much, Dura. Thank you, The Man, for dropping by. Yana Core. Always a pleasure to hang out with you. No, he's going to do the close. But I'm just saying that before he drops that vocal, because it's probably going to be going head to head with local at some category at some point. So we are saying that please subscribe to the YouTube channel to find more of these stars we bring on set, whether it's from the music, acting, fashion, and now we have even a new model from Okada Man. So it's going to be good. So thank you guys so much for watching. But before we go, the floor is yours.
This fine girl, she dey play my feelings. When me call her baby, she go call me baby. But when me want her matter, she go call me bestie. What the hell is going on? What the hell is going on?
Bye guys. Bye guys. Take care of yourself. You guys are crazy.
Freaky Table is brought to you by Nikki Hit Beauty Academy. Opposite Vision Comfort, Sable Bonamusadi, Douala.